Good afternoon. My name is Maureen Rystrom, Vice President of Marketing and Partner at J. Calnan and Associates, and we're here to bring you another update from the Skating Club of Boston. Less than a year ago, we were here to celebrate what we deemed the ice breaking to signify the start of construction here at the Skating Club. And earlier this year, we placed the last piece of steel at the topping off ceremony. This afternoon, we're excited to be able to finally bring you inside the space, and wow, will it blow your mind. And now joining me is Mr. Doug Zegheib, Executive Director of the Skating Club of Boston, and we're standing here in the East Rink.
Yes, this is the East MultiPurpose Rink. This will have both figure skating and hockey, and it's going to be the home of the Norwood High School hockey team. So we're going to have the scoreboard at the end for hockey scores. That's going to have the Norwood High School logo on it. Importantly, we're going to have the Norwood High School logo in the ice, and then we're planning championship banners along this wall. So when you come in, it's also going to have the gold and blue colors. You really know that this is the home of Norwood High School hockey.
It sounds like they'll certainly be the envy of the entire conference for sure.
We hope. I mean, we want the town to be proud coming in here and to really feel they have a home, and Norwood Community Media is going to be taping hockey games from here. They've got a broadcast room down in the back. So we'll be able to bring people into the arena as well as broadcast from outside.
And now joining me is my colleague, Jeff Cameron, who's the project executive on this job. Jeff, obviously we can see a ton of piping here. Mm-hmm. Can you talk a little bit about what all of this means?
Sure. There's a significant amount of work that goes into a cross-section of a rink. Below all of what you see here is a high-density, about 12-inch, about the size of this microphone, a 12-inch compressed layer of sand, and within it is about 3 miles worth of heating piping that prevents permafrost from a rink that's frozen 99% of the time from getting into the ground and creating a heaving issue. Above that is a vapor barrier, 4 inches of insulation, and then another vapor barrier, again to prevent any kind of water from freezing, getting into the lower layers. We want everything to stay up above. On top of the insulation, what you're seeing here now are the pipe chairs, which are these U-shaped components, the reinforcement for the concrete slab, and then all of the HDPE, this black piping that you see. There's 9.5 miles worth of HDPE piping in this rink to create, what the designer of this rink says is perfect ice. And they're all spaced about 3.5 inches on center, so you have a consistent ice surface all the way across. We'll pour 5.5 inches of concrete on top of it, and it'll be level with the floor that you see here, and then the ice will be on top of that after the dasher boards are put in place. So an extremely complex system, but all to create the perfect ice that the club is looking for.
We're here in the east entrance where the Mustangs will be the envy of the Tri-Valley Conference. Doug, when people walk into this space, what can they expect?
So a couple things. This is a warm-up area to our right, and it's got glass that overlooks the rink, and flat screen TV, so folks can be comfortable watching their kids skate. But importantly, on this long wall here, we are featuring a full mural of the history of the Norwood Mustangs. So working with Jack Tolman at NCM on this, and it runs the whole length of the wall, the history in photos, organized by year. I've seen the early shots of it. It's really cool. We're pretty excited about it.
That's incredible. I'm sure a ton of people from town will want to see if they made the wall.
Yeah, I'm sure they want to see if they made the wall, but I think they're also going to learn a lot. I know I learned a lot just
awesome.
Looking at the photos early on. It's pretty cool.
And now we're in the crown jewel of the Skating Club of Boston, the Performance Center. Doug, what is happening here?
So this is the crown jewel of the facility, and this is a 2,500 seat arena with an Olympic-sized sheet of ice. We've got the 2,500 seats. They're both collapsible, so we can have walk around all around the rink and then fixed seating on the upper rows. We've done open truss to give it a more airy feel. We've got a Bose custom designed sound system in here. To your left, that is a 200-foot wall where we're going to be displaying the full history of the Skating Club of Boston, 1912 to when we move here in 2020. And this arena, you can't quite see it yet, but almost. It's been designed so it's a balance of different materials. We've got ice and water, we've got stone, we've got wood, glass. It really gives a harmonious feel when you're in here. We think folks are going to feel really comfortable in the seating. We've done upgraded seating, it's fully upholstered. We think it's going to be a step above any other ice rink this size.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly looks impressive, and from all the renderings that we've seen, to start to see it come to life is really exciting for me, and I'm sure even more so for everybody at the skating club.
It's crazy because this has been in design for so long,
Yeah.
and to see it come together and actually be under the roof and looking at it, it just astounds me. And that this is something a skating club is doing and not a private university or an arena.
Part of what makes this performance center so special are the acoustics. Jeff, can you talk about what the team has done to really ensure that the skating club, when they're performing, get the ideal acoustics for each performance?
Absolutely. There's a lot of time put into the acoustic performance in the design process. So from the ceiling down and all the surrounding walls, there's a heavy layer of insulation and also acoustic treatments. The entire ceiling is coated with a product called K13, which is one of the reasons why you stand here in a very open area and some activity going on around us that you don't experience an echo. With the custom Bose sound system that the club is implementing, it's really important that that echo isn't reverberating for the skaters themselves. So our design team really put a significant effort into that. And that won't only be experienced just within the performance center, but also in the surrounding spaces such as the club room and the library and the trophy room. Those all have triple paned glass. All those walls are double insulated. And even the doors are created custom off-site so that when they come here, there's no possibility for sound to be able to get through those with custom gaskets, etc. So it'll really be a great experience for the skaters and also for the parents and other competitors that enter the facility.
That's incredible. You don't realize everything that goes into a construction project. You just hear things and you think they sound fine until they don't.
A lot of time goes into the thought on that, and we give a lot of credit to our design team for that.
Yep. This is the third rink of 185,000 square feet. For me, you don't realize how massive 185,000 square feet really is until you're walking it. What is going to happen in this third rink, Doug?
So this third rink, the West Rink, is figure skating only, and this is what's been designated as our high performance elite training center. So we have club athletes and we have athletes relocating with their coaches from around the country to train here. All figure skating all day. This will start at about 5 a.m., we'll go to 8 p.m., and then afterwards that we'll have group skating, things like that. But primarily during the day, it's elite figure skating.
Are there any special requirements for this rink as opposed to the other two rinks?
Well, they like it warm, so this rink in the Performance Center will always be at a warmer temperature than our multi-purpose rink. Okay. This will be somewhere in the 60s. The multi-purpose rink, because hockey ice is colder, it's faster, will be in the 50s. But figure skating ice is generally warmer because it gives greater bounce for the jumps.
And now we're standing in the Michaelis Center for Sports Injury Prevention. Doug, what's going to go on in here?
So this is a pretty cool space within the club. It's multi-purpose. What we're looking at now is about 5,000 square feet of strength training, off-ice strength training. There'll be equipment, places for group classes, aerobics equipment. There is a bounce wall that you see in cement. To the right of that is going to be what's called a jump spinner, and that's a rotating disc powered by electricity that the kids stand on. It rotates super fast, and then they get hoisted into the air, and that's how you train them in triple and quadruple jumps.
That's amazing.
Yeah, isn't that pretty cool?
That's very cool.
To the left of the cement bounce wall is a high altitude training room, which is going to be pretty unique for the area. I think we'll be the only ones to have that. And that's because so many of our athletes, they leave the Boston area and they compete at altitude, whether it's in Denver or Colorado Springs or whether it's overseas. So that gives our skaters a real competitive advantage for training. And then we have office space for the Michaelis Center. Yeah. And what the Michaelis Center does is they have a main campus affiliated with Boston Children's Hospital in Waltham, and they do prescriptive evaluations for athletes, not just skating, but hockey, dance, lacrosse, whatever the sport is. They have like decades of data on how you should physically train for that sport to avoid injury. So you can come in, get an evaluation, and then they're going to give you a workout plan so you can avoid injury for your sport and for your age. So they'll be doing that. They have treatment rooms. There's PT that's going to go on here. There's a radiology room if they need to do x-rays on-site, offices, and then a shared office for sports nutrition and sports psychology. So it's a real comprehensive center for athletes of every sort.
Wow, this is really a skater's dream. You really have everything under one roof. Can you talk a little bit about what a skater would do if there wasn't a skating club of Boston? Because it sounds like you have to go to 3 or 4 different facilities to get what you can get under one roof here?
It's a really good question. So this has really been designed with the parent in mind, because parents now, families are scheduled, all the kids are doing different things. They want basically one-stop shopping. So they want to be able to come here with their skater and know that their skater is going to get their on-ice lessons, their off-ice lessons, their dance and ballet lessons, sports nutrition. We've got a full kitchen here. They can do takeaway meals that they can bring home if they're here, too busy in time to get home and cook for the family. We have a study center. We'll do homeschooling during the day with proctors, and then just quiet time, no cell phones the rest of the day for students, whether they're homeschooled or in an outside program, to be able to come and get their work done. So you can come right after school during the day and do everything you need to do without leaving the club.
Okay, and we've just taken a look behind the curtain to see what keeps the skating club cold, or the ice cold. Jeff, can you talk about what these chillers are?
Sure. So this is what we refer to as the chiller plant. The building doesn't exist without this particular room. So in it we have 5 1.68 million BTU chillers. They are run off of natural gas, which is far more energy efficient. To give you a comparison of how much energy that is, it takes about 100,000 BTU to chill the average 2,000 square foot home. Each one of these is capable of doing 1.68 million per hour. So these create the ice, or these create the chilled water that flow through the veins within the rink, which you saw earlier. And there's a significant amount of piping. There's miles of piping here between iron and stainless steel and copper, a significant amount of heavy equipment in order to make sure that not only does the club have the capacity it needs to manage their facility, but also have backup in the event that something should go wrong. And actually the space behind me is for a 6th chiller in the event that the club decides to expand into a 4th rink. So this is really the heart of the building, and which is really going to make that perfect ice that we were talking about.
COVID-19 is a global health crisis that every single company in the world has had to address. Coming into this site, obviously, we had to check in at the nurses' station, get our temperatures checked. Jeff, can you talk a little bit about what JCNA is doing from a COVID-19 protocol standpoint?
Sure. We have an extremely hefty process to make sure that every job site is safe. It's important that the 160 to 180 people who come to work here every day can go home safe at the same time. So from hand wash stations to a significant amount of signage, masks, glasses, and following all the recommendations of the CDC, we take it very seriously, and we're very proud to make sure that the members who come here every day go home in the same condition that they came in.
And now we are at the mezzanine. Doug, this is impressive.
This is awesome.
Can you tell us a little bit about the vision here?
Absolutely. So the club's vision was it wanted a light-filled arena, because that's what we have pretty much now in Brighton, to a much smaller scale. So the building faces north. We have lots of glass, which isn't a problem for the ice because it's north-facing, so the sun doesn't hit it directly. But it really creates an airy, light-filled space, so you almost don't feel like you're in a skating rink. And as you're looking north, right across those windows on the mezzanine level is the club library and study center. To the left of it is the club's memorabilia and trophy room. We've got over 100 years of trophies and medals, Olympic and otherwise, that our athletes have won in competition. And then there is a conference room to the right. And then over to the left with the wood finish is a club room and lounge. There's a professional kitchen. There's dinner seating for I think 140 folks, a cocktail area, lounge, fireplace. It's pretty nice.
Wow.
So members can be comfortable while their kids are skating on the ice.
And I'm seeing a lot of different building materials throughout.
Yes,
I mean,
you've got
really
the wood,
can see
you've
it
got
here.
the metal, you've got the glass, you've got stone, and then you have water and ice.
Right.
It really does create a balanced feeling in here.
Yeah, no doubt Rob Alfer and his team at Troika probably had a hand in that.
Studio Troika, architects for the project, they were amazing.
Yeah.
So when we first met with them, we gave them sort of our ideas, and they were able to translate that into reality and really execute well on it.
That's one of my favorite parts of construction, seeing everything sort of come together and come to life.
Yes,
That's
when you
awesome.
see it in reality as opposed to just seeing it from renderings on a 2D piece of paper, it's pretty exciting.
Yeah. And Doug, obviously the big question everybody wants to know is, when is this place opening up?
All I can say is soon, really soon. Actually, it's going to be late summer, so that'll be September.
Okay.
It's going to be a stepped arrangement. So we're looking to open the Performance Center and the West Training Rink, or actually the East Training Rink for MultiPurpose early September, around September 8th to September 11th. Assuming no shutdowns because of COVID.
Yep.
And then the final rink in the Michaelis Center will come on board at the end of September.
And there you have it. We're in the home stretch of the dream destination for U.S. skaters and skaters around the world. For more information and for progress, please check out www.thenext100years.org.